Hey girls, it's Stylish Chef, a girl start over. So girl, let's get into the conversation today. Let's talk about how do you actually mentally move on from a breakup, a situationship that ended, a relationship that ended, and how do you actually get to the point of moving on. So girl, first of all, I know what it's like to stay stuck on things, and I really was a girl who, if I loved you, I loved you, and you know, the situation was just not giving. We should have not been dealing with each other anymore. So I know what it's like to feel hurt, to feel used, and it's like you trying to move on, but you really don't know how to move on because it's like it's not making progress. Like it's either still hurting or you at the point where you want to move on, but you really just don't know how. So let's get into this. One of the things, honestly, that really helped me get to the place of moving on was accepting exactly what happened and not trying to change the narrative or the story. Now, y'all, as an overthinker, that was extremely hard for me to do because I always will analyze a situation. If somebody did something to me, I would try to find the reason why and reason with myself why they did it. Maybe it was something they're going through, or maybe they're so in love with me they can't deal with it, right? Girl, just crazy. But you have to really accept what happened, and I had to come to terms with what was really going on. And it was like that reality check, like, okay, this person did this, or even if you did something wrong or the situation played out however it played out, you have to take the situation for what it is, regardless of whose fault it is or what happened. It is what it is, and you have to accept it and not try to change it. So something else that actually helped me too was forgiving myself, and I know I talked about that on another video, but truly, after you accept what happened, you have to forgive yourself for what you either allowed to happen or what you let happen, and you have to truly come to peace with yourself and really stop blaming yourself, and you have to release yourself and let yourself go. Let the anger and the bitterness towards yourself go. And honestly, with forgiving yourself, you have to realize that it is not your fault and that you still worthy of love and you still deserving of love. I think a lot of what I was holding on to and not forgiving myself was because of what happened. And I'm like, oh, I don't deserve love anymore, or I don't deserve certain things because this person left me, or I did this, or I did that. No, you have to fully forgive yourself. Accept God's forgiveness towards you, and then fully forgive yourself so that you can literally release the pain and anger, because otherwise you will be going through your life hating yourself, and you'll be comparing every situation, everything you do to the time when you was with this person, and you oh, when I was with him I was doing this, or when I was doing better at life at this time around these people. You know what I'm saying? It'll just really keep you stuck if you don't forgive yourself. So something else that really helped me was to stop focusing on the past and choosing to stop replaying the past. That was the hardest thing in the world, and honestly, God had to help me with that with my mind, because we're gonna have thoughts, and you could be doing something random in your day, and then a thought will come about what this person did to you. You could be driving, and then your brain starts to replay oh, he cheated with this girl, or when you caught them together, or when he broke up with you. And at that moment, as soon as that thought come, you have a choice to play into them thoughts. And girl, I would be playing into them thoughts, and literally it would be messing up my whole day. But once I really started thinking differently about myself and about the situation, about God, and just my life altogether, I stopped really playing into the lie, because it's the lie is designed to make you start feeling rejected and sad, and then you feeling bad about yourself and beating yourself up. And so you have to make the conscious choice that when these thoughts come, that you're not going to think them. And it's I didn't even realize it, but the more and more I replayed on the situation, the more and more it was keeping me stuck. And it wasn't just at that one random moment, because see, once I started feeding into the replaying of a situation, it started happening constantly and over again, and many times throughout my day. And many times throughout my day, it was starting to keep me stuck, and it was starting to keep me stuck emotionally and then mentally, because it was starting to affect the way that I was thinking about myself, thinking about life, and it was affecting literally my daily life, because I'm just oh, I don't want to do anything, or I don't feel like this, or I feel super sad, only because of the things that I'm thinking, when in reality the situation that happened, it happened. And this person couldn't handle you or treat you right doesn't mean that you are a horrible person, or doesn't mean that everything is your fault, and it doesn't mean you have to live sad about it or keep thinking on it forever. Okay, so once I was able to kind of shift my focus, eventually I got to the place where I had to really reevaluate my life. Now, the heartbreak and all this stuff is designed to make you think only about those things, or it's keeping you stuck. But once I took the focus off him and like what he did or what I did, like what happened with the situation, I started to look at my life, because I won't even lie, my life wasn't even the way that I wanted it to be and in the way that I thought it should be. And it was just a lot more things that I knew I needed to work on. Like it was, credit score, body, dream cars, dream cribs, like just different things that I knew I needed to progress in that I actually wasn't really progressing in, truthfully, because I got distracted. And as I started to take a look at my life and I'm like, okay, my life doesn't even look the way that I want it to look, it helped me see that I have something to be working towards. And that really helped like place the attention in a positive way. So another thing that helped me that I still do to this day is I watch YouTube videos of women who either went through something I went through and they came out, or women who just live in lives the way that they want to live their life, and they have their dream cars, they have their dream apartment, they got their dream man, like literally they locked in with God, they're disciplined. Like I love watching women who overcame situations, because when I tell you, when you see another woman who came out of the stuff that you went through, it hit you so different, because it's like, dang, this is really possible because she is now doing this. And so if you are also struggling to move on as well, that is something I really encourage you to do, is like shift what you're looking at and what you put in before your eyes, because that will literally affect your whole life. So girl, I want you to know, like literally half the battle for moving on is mental before it's ever physical, because you can move on and start doing things physically but still be attached mentally and emotionally. But in order to break them, like emotional attachments and stuff, at first it's going to start in your mind. Today, girl, I want you to not believe the lies anymore that you're not going to move on, that you're not going to find someone better. I want you to kill all the lies that you're telling yourself about your life and how it's not going to go forward and how this was just the end for you. Yes, the relationship or the situation, it might have seemed good or it might have seemed great, but I'm telling you, God has a way better plan for you than you could have imagined, that don't involve all this pain and heartbreak and stuff. So just know you can move on, you will move on, and you will have a love that literally blows your mind. So girl, start over. Bye, y'all.